everyone! In today's video I'm going to be talking about colour theory. It's just going to be a very basic run through of the basics of colour theory, as you can see. It can be a nice introduction or just a nice refresher, really. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about what I know about colour theory. First thing we gotta do is go right back to basics and draw a colour wheel. So what I'm going to do first is fill in the primary colours in the centre, because I'm going to use these colours to mix all of the other colours. I'm not going to use any pre-made colours apart from, the primary colours. Also, a quick note, I found a good trick if you're mixing traditional media is a lot of people have trouble mixing colours, especially purple, because it goes very murky. But I found a good trick is to use pink instead of red in the red primary colour slot. A lot of red paint that you get has a slight orange tinge, which means that it's got yellow in it, and then when you mix all of the primary colours, you get like a brown colour. So if you're mixing like an orange with blue, it's just going to come out like a browny purple, and that's kind of how people get stuck on it. So yeah, the colours that I'm using are magenta, yellow and blue is their exact names, and I'm using the Bombay inks. I got a whole set of them, but as I said, I'm just going to use the primary colours for this. So first thing I'm going to do, fill in the centre. I've done that. Then I'm going to fill in the primary colours in the right spots on the actual colour wheel. Then I'm going to mix the secondary colours. For this, because the inks that I'm using are very pigmented, I'm going to use 2 parts of the lighter colour to 1 part of the darker colour. So as you can see, for the orange I've got 2 parts yellow to 1 part red or magenta, and so on. And then when I get to the tertiary colours, I had to try out a load of different ratios to get the right one in the colour wheel. I know you're meant to have it like 50-50 for the secondary colours, and then like 3-1 for the tertiary colours, so it's in quarters, but sometimes you do have to mess around a bit to get the right proportions. So yeah, if you're having trouble mixing stuff, don't be afraid to go off book and kind of add more of the colour that you think it needs. But yeah, so did all of that, and now we have our colour wheel. It's a bit murky in the camera. I tried to correct it as much as I could, so hopefully you can make out the colours properly. So now what I'm going to do is do a digital drawing with only 3 colour layers that I'm then going to be able to switch out for different colours, so I can try different colour schemes with this one drawing. I'm pretty pleased with how the drawing turned out, considering it was just meant to be like a quick exercise for this video, but I actually really liked how it turned out, and I might even sell it as a print. If you stick around till the end of the video, there are some colour schemes that I found that I really liked through this video, and then you can vote on your favourite and I might make it into a print if there is enough interest in it. So yeah, I quite like how this turned out. It has a good feel to it. I like this cutout kind of shading that I did. I might try again sometime. So the first colour scheme I'm going to try, or first colour schemes I'm going to try, is Monochrome. Monochrome is defined by using just a single colour from the colour wheel, and you add contrast by adding tints and shades of that colour. So tints means adding white, and shading means adding black. So here are the trials that I did. I just used the primary colours to see how it was working, and it looks pretty cool. I quite like the yellow one. It looks quite sunsetty. I think if I made the yellow like a gradient, it would look really cool. But that wasn't the challenge, so maybe next time. So the next thing I'm going to try is a triadic colour scheme. Triadic means using 3 colours evenly spaced around the colour wheel. So it makes this triangle shape when you join all the colours up. So this can be either primary colours, secondary colours, or tertiary colours. And there are 2 different colour schemes of tertiary colours you could use because there are twice as many tertiary colours. So yeah, I'm going to try out these colour schemes. These are the primary colours all put in together. I had to adjust the tint and shade of a few of them just to get the contrast right, and for some it worked, some it didn't. As you can see, that middle one isn't really working, but the last one looked really cool. So these are the secondary colour schemes that I tried out. Well, they all look very Halloween-y. I didn't realise that Halloween had a secondary colour scheme until I did this, but the middle one looks pretty cool, but none of them are really all that appealing, I don't think. And these are the tertiary colours that I tried. I didn't try them all in all different combinations because that's just too many different combinations, but I really like the second one. I think that turned out really cool. I think the tint of the background could have been adjusted a little bit, but I really like it. It looks cool. It was worth trying. So the next colour scheme I'm going to try out is an analogous colour scheme, and this is where all the colours you use are directly next to each other on the colour wheel. I think these all turned out pretty cool. Again, I think some of the values need adjusting, especially on that middle one, because the contrast isn't quite high enough, but I really like how they turned out. These are one of my favourite colour schemes, I think. So the last one I'm going to try are some complementary colour schemes, and this is where the colours used are directly opposite each other on the colour wheel. This can be either complementary colours, where they're directly opposite, split complementary colours, where instead of using the colour directly opposite your main colour, you use the 2 either side of it, or tetradic colour schemes, where it's basically 2 sets of complementary colours, but they're evenly spaced around the colour wheel, so they make up this square. Since 2 out of 3 of these colour schemes don't use 3 colours, which is what my drawing was designed for, I'm only going to use the split complementary for the examples that I'm going to do. So here they are. I think the last one looked really cool. Again, I'm a sucker for just those pink tones, but looks really cool. I think it worked well because the naturally the darkest colour was used in the right place. The middle one, not so much, but there we go. At least I tried it. So yeah, here are my 3 finalists, I think. Again, I think I need to adjust the tones on a few of them, but I really like how they turned out, and I think it's a good base to work with. So yeah, I think I might turn one of these into a print. Let me know in the comments which one you would prefer. I am going to be at some conventions this year, so I do need to stock up on my prints. And yeah, it's going to be cool. So yeah, thanks for sticking around this long. If you did, congrats, you managed to listen to my voice for this long. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next one.